so we're going to do, some nice juicy leg work as usual, and everything else that happens, okay? But definitely we're going to feel it in the legs. I was practicing it yesterday, I could already feel it in the legs. So let's pop over. We'll get a little bit warm. Just warm up the legs, warm up the hips, warm up the spine a little bit. So we'll start with just our normal roll up and roll down. So feet hip distance apart, parallel. You tilt and tuck your pelvis so that you're nice and neutral. We're going to inhale, bring the arms out to the sides, lift on up towards the ceiling, grow really tall on the spine. And then we'll exhale, we'll stretch that spine forwards and down, rounding the spine like there's a cactus plant growing up here in front of you, drawing the belly away from it, dropping your head right down. We're going to take a nice big wide breath, just open out the ribs, and then exhale, push down to those feet. Feel the tummy working to lift you all the way back up. Inhale, arms are out and up. Exhale, stretching forward down towards the floor. Inhale, relaxing through the shoulders, relaxing through the neck. Exhale, pushing down into the feet, lifting yourself back up. Let's do one more. Inhale, arms are out and up. And exhale as we stretch forwards and down. I'm going to inhale to stay here. Find a little length in the backs of the legs. And then exhale, push down into the feet and lift yourself back up. Let's separate those feet a little wider. We're going to inhale, take one arm up. And we're going to exhale to come over into a nice juicy side bend. Inhale, lift. And then lower that arm down. Other arm comes up. Exhale and reach. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more each side. Inhale, up we come. Exhale, over we go. Stretch out through those fingertips. Keep the arm as long as you can. Really feel that length through the side of the body. Inhale, lift yourself back up. Exhale, lower back down. Other side. Inhale, up we come. And exhale, over we go. Inhale, lift, and then lower back down. We come into our side lunges, so I want to separate the leg even wider, turn the feet out. Remember, you don't have to go too wide with this, particularly if you haven't been doing too much today yet. So we're going to just come over and back, side to side, hands on hips, tummy is tight, just waking up the hips and bringing a little bit of openness, a little bit of blood flow, a bit of space in there. Bring your weight with you, side to side. Push into that foot to bring it over to the other side. So nice bit of dynamic stretching. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then we're going to come a little lower. So you can bring your hands towards your knees or your hands towards the floor, depending on how warmed up your hips are at this stage. Let's just keep moving. Keep bringing that weight with you. Bring the hands down towards your knees or towards the floor. Just leaning right into it, pushing off with the foot to bring it to the other side. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then hands to the center and moving those hips side to side. Ninja style, ninjaing it out. Bring them over and back. Keep that weight coming with you. Really find a nice kind of deep stretch each time. And then coming into it and straight out of it again. 3, 2, 1, and then we'll just keep your hands here, drop your head right down, take a breath, and then just pull yourself back up. Use those abdominals, roll yourself all the way back up. Roll the shoulders back. 3, 2, and 1, and then step on over towards your chair or your counter or your bar if you have one, if you're very fancy. So feet hip distance apart, parallel, hands on hip. Spine is nice and long. Already out of breath, bad sign, isn't it? So you're going to start there, train. We're going to squeeze those heels, zip the thighs together. Think about the thigh bones moving. And we lift up, we open back out, we lower back down. So the sit bones come together, we lift on up, we open out, we come back down. The heels squeeze together as we lift, but the movement comes from the hips. Up, out, and down. Let's go faster. Squeeze, lift, out, down. Squeeze, lift, out, down. Squeeze, lift, out, down. Squeeze, lift, out, down. Let's change direction. Up, squeeze, down, and out. Come up, grow tall, squeeze, down, out. One more slow before we go a little faster. Out, last one. We say one more. Anyway, we're going faster now. Up, squeeze, down, out, up, squeeze, down, out, up, squeeze, down, out, up, squeeze, down, out. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now stay here. We're going to lift on up and lower straight down. Lift on up and lower straight down. So my feet are hip distance apart. They're parallel. I'm lifting the top of the head up towards the ceiling and then lengthening as I come back down. Let's go 2 more like this. Up we go. Lower back down. The last one up. We're going to just bend the knees, come down into our squat. So we're leaning forwards, tightening the tummy, and then we're lifting all the way up. But down into our squat, we're staying off those heels. And remember, it's like you're wearing a kitten heel rather than stiletto. Okay, so you're not way up here. Okay, so keep the heels quite low, but don't let them hit the floor. And up 2 more. Down, lift up. Last one. Down. Stay here. Let's pulse. 1, 2, 3. Lift and lowers. 7, 8, and 8. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach one arm long. Tighten the tummy. See if you can reach the other arm long. You can keep a hand on the chair if you need to. We're going to lift and lower those heels. Tap and lift. Tap, lift up. Keep the tummy working. Make sure you're not dipping into that low back. And up a little faster. Tap, lift, 3 and 4. 4 more. Tap, lift, 3 and 2 and 1. Come all the way up. Still off those heels. One hand on hip, one hand on chair. Let's come back to our train. Let's squeeze. Down, out, up. Squeeze, down, out, up. Squeeze the sit bones. Out, up. Squeeze, down, out, up. Go faster. Squeeze, down, out, up. Squeeze, down, out, up. Squeeze, down, out, up. Squeeze, down, out, up. 4, 3, 2. This feels like a break. 1. Change direction. Down. Squeeze, lift, and out. Down. Squeeze, lift, and out. 2 more slow. After this one, we're going faster. Lift and out. Down, squeeze, lift, out. Down, squeeze, lift, out. Down, squeeze, lift, out. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to stay here. So we're keeping the heel squeeze. We're keeping those thigh bones turned out. Sit bones are together. Thighs are zipped together. We're going to stay here. We're going to lift and lower the heels. Down, lift, down. Lift. That is burning those calves. Down, lift. 4, lift tall. And we're staying really tall for this whole set now. And last one. Up, stay up. We bend the knees, not too up, not too far. We're not coming down to the floor. Lengthening the spine. And then we zip the thighs as we come back up. We bend and zip. Bend and zip. Bend. Squeeze those sit bones apart. Sit bones together. We're keeping those heels as tight together as we can. 2 more. Lift. Last one. Lift. Then we're coming down. We're going to stay here for pulses. Pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 8, 7, 6. Get the thighs working. Can't be all the back of the legs. Lift all the way up. We'll lower the heels down. I'm going to lift my outside leg up. I'm going to slide it up my leg. I'm going to reach my foot forwards. And from here, what I want to do is bring a little bit of rotation into the hip. So I'm going to bring that knee over to the side and then bring it out to the outside. Across the body and then out to the outside. Kind of like you're stirring a little pot here in the hip. Turn it in and turn it out. So my hips are staying nice and steady for now. Out we go. One more like this. In and then out. Then I'm going to bring my hips with me. Bring them with you and turn. Turn in and turn out. So you can take this one to the dance floor if you want. I mean, people be looking at you in a good way, I'm sure. 2 more. Over and back. Last one and back. Now we're going to leave that leg out. We're going to lift it from here. Lift with that inner thigh up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come curtsy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again up. 2, 3, 4. Keep that leg out to the side. 7, 8, last one, down. 2, 3, 4, 5, lower that knee. 7 and 8, come all the way up. I'm going to straighten out this leg, this foot that's on the floor, bring it back to parallel. I'm going to bring my foot behind me, and the reason I keep looking behind me is because I'm going to show up a bit of room for my leg, my long, long leg, 5'2" of me. So bring the leg behind you, tighten the tummy. We're going to reach your arm forward. So we're making this shape, okay? Nice long spine, tight glutes, long leg, long arm, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to pull the knee into the chest. We're going to put the elbow into the chest. So we're making this shape, and then we're reaching back away again, okay? So we pull in and reach long. Pull in and reach long. My standing leg is bent. So I'm pushing firmly into that foot that's on the floor and reach. 4, reach. 3, reach. 2, and 1. We're changing it. Reach, we're coming out to the side. Tap and reach. Now pull it back in, reach. Away. Tap, reach, pull, reach. To the side, behind, pull it in, reach away. To the side, reach long, pull in, reach away. From here, we're going to lift and lower the leg and the arm up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. To the side, tap. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more set. Forwards. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. To the side. Up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Bring the leg in. Stand up nice and tall. I'm going to cross my right leg over my left leg. We're going to come over for a little side bend. I can really feel that standing leg. And then I'm going to come back down. And then I'm going to swap my chair to the other side. And do it all again. All right. So back to our train. So I'm already sweating a bit. So we've got our feet hip distance apart, hand on hip, shoulders are relaxed. We're going to bring the heels together, squeeze those sit bones, lift all the way up. Out we come, down we come. Squeeze, lift, out, and down. Squeeze, lift, out, and down. One more slow. Lift, out, down. Let's go faster. Squeeze, lift, out, down. Squeeze, lift, out, down. Squeeze, lift. Stay nice and tall. Out, down. 4, 3. Squeeze the cheeks. Zip the thighs. Let's change. Squeeze, down, out. Lift up. Squeeze, down, out. Up we come. Sit bones. Out. Up. Squeeze, down, out. A little faster. Up. Squeeze, down, out. Up. Squeeze, down, out. Tummy stays tight. Spine stays long. Up. Squeeze, down, out. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Up we come. Squeeze the heels. Stay in this shape. Nice long spine. We're going to bend and squeeze. Bend and squeeze. You feel your sit bones coming apart and then squeezing together. So really nice work. Actually, even all through your glutes, obviously, and legs, but also for the pelvic floor, which works to zip you up. Yeah. 2 more. Down. Up. Last one. Down. Come up. We're going to come down. We're going to pulse. 2, 3. Tummy stays tight. Spine is long. So I'm not sticking my tail out. I'm not tucking under. Somewhere between the 2. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way up. Lower the heels down. And pick up this front or outside leg. Slide it up. And then reach the foot out in front. We lift here. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, actually, let's not. Let's go into our rotations. So we're going to bring the knee across and then out to the side. I wish I had like a pause button for these legs. And across and out. So the hips staying nice and stationary. It's just that thigh bone moving in and moving out. 3. And keep pushing firmly into the foot that's on the floor. 1. Now we're going to bring the hips with us. Come across. Let the hips move over. Across. You can make your circles a little bigger. Stir in the pot. Keep the knee nice and high. And let's go 4 more. 4. 3, stay tall. 2, keep pushing into the foot that's on the floor. 1, let that leg come out. Don't slouch into this hip, push into the foot, be nice and long and strong on that side. The knee is out, the foot is forwards. We lift from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Leg behind you, down. 2, 3, 4. And this leg's already got work, so it's gonna get tired quicker. 8, but not for you because you are strong. Keep pushing into that foot that's on the floor. Don't slouch in that hip. 2, 1, and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Come all the way up. I want to straighten out this leg, foot that's on the floor. Bring it back to parallel. I take this free leg, bring it behind me. Reach the arm forwards. Remember, we're making a nice long shape. Glutes are tight so that we don't arch into that back. Tummy is tight, glutes are tight. We're reaching out nice and long. We're pulling the knee to the chest. We're pulling the elbow to the knee. Pull in, tap away. Pull and reach. 3 and reach. Keep that standing leg bent and reach. 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Ready for side legs? To the side. Reach to the knee. Reach to the side. Reach, knee to chest. Reach, side, long, pull. Reach, side, reach, pull. Reach from here, we lift up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to the side, lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, back behind, lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, tummy is tight. 7, 8 to the side, tap. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Come all the way up. Cross your legs over. Take a little side bend. The standing leg. Am I right? Let's bring our legs out. All the way out. Just shake out the hips a little bit. Now we're going to come down into a couple of pliés with our heel lifts. Why wouldn't we? Have a Wednesday. Hands on hips, shoulders are back and down. Remember, with your kind of second position here, when we're coming down, we're sliding down our wall. If you find it really difficult to maintain this position, lean forward slightly. But try not to stick your bum out, arch your back, or tuck your tail under too much, okay? So tailbone, think about the tailbone nice and long. So let's come down 1 and lift up. Down 2, nice and centered. Push into the feet to lift up. Down and lift. Tummy is tight. We lift up. 2 more like this. Lift back up. A last one like this. We're going to stay here. We're going to pulse. 2, 3, 4. Little lifts and lowers. Tiny ones. And 8. Come all the way up. Come back down. Lift one heel and up. So lift the heel and come up. So each time you come down, that same heel lifts. 5 and 6. Yes. 7 and 8. Stay here. We pulse. 2, 3, 4. Relax the shoulders. And then using the power of speech. Other heel lifts as we come down. And up. Come down. And up. I'm pushing my knees out to the outsides. The knees are tracking over my big toe, my second toe. 4 and 3. Stay nice and centered with my weight. 2. We're trying. And 1. Stay here. Let's pulse. 2, 3, 4. Relax the shoulders. 6, 7. Come all the way up. Both heels lift. Sorry. Down and up. The heels lift as we come down. So they're not lifting too high, remember? It's just a kitten heel, just a drift off the floor. 4, come down lower. 3 and 2, stay long in the spine. The last one, stay here on your balance and pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, double 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Zip it all up. Oh, shake those legs out. Brilliant. Get rid of that chair. We don't need that anymore. Grab your weights and maybe a drink of water. 51. And let's get into a little bit of arms and a little bit of legs. All right. So holding on with your weights. Feet are nice and wide. Toes are turned out. Remembering, as we did just there, the knee comes out over the big toe, tracks over the big toe and the second toe. So we're not twisting the knees in. Keeping nice and strong through the glutes. As you come down, you feel your sit bones separate. As you zip up, you feel the sit bones coming together, okay? Shoulders are relaxed. We're going to start with the backs of the hands turned towards each other. We're going to zip up as we lower down. And then we're going to lower the hands as we lift our head. So zip, lift the elbows, and then lower. Zip up, elbows are high. 3, and 4, and 5, and 7, and 8. Bring the hands up. We're going to bring the elbows in as we stand up. Pull, reach, pull, stretch the chest, pull, work, and squeeze the shoulder blades. Pull, open, close, open. 3, and 2, and 1. Hands to ceiling, elbows, hands to ceiling. Pull, reach, pull, and pull. Now we're going to reach up, pull, and pull in, and open. Reach up, pull down, come in, and open. Reach up, pull down, bring it in, open it out, reach, pull, bring it in, open it out. Keep reaching, down, up, down. 3, and 4. Give me 4 more. Push, and lower the hips, and 2, and 1. And then we're going to reach the arms forwards. Lower, up, lower, up, lower, up. Keep the tummy really tight as those arms come forward so that you don't arch the back. Just 2 more, and 1. Stay here, lower the arms. We're going to pull one arm back, punch above. Pull back, punch below. Pull, reach, pull, below. Pull back, up above. Pull back, punch below. Last set. Reach, pull, below. Other side. Pull, reach up, pull back, punch below. Pull, reach up, pull back, punch below. 2 more. Pull, and reach. Last set. Pull, up, pull, reach down. Reach the arms all the way down. Send the legs along. Draw yourself up. You're going to turn out to one side. Bend that front knee forwards. Draw the shoulders back. Tummy stays tight and lean forwards. So you can have that back leg as long as you can. Glutes stay nice and tight. And the tummy is working to stop you arching that back. So think about the hips and ribs drawing together. So my palms facing towards my body this first set. Watch your shoulders don't round forward. So feel like you're drawing your shoulder blades together a bit. Let's pull back 1. Lower. As you lower, don't come forward from your hips. So don't come all the way forwards. Just bring it to your hips, okay? So pull, reach. And then pull, bring it back. Pull, and back. Release. 4, release. 3, release just to your hips. 2, just to the hips. 1, just to the hips. Now pull back, keep those elbows back. Bring the hands forwards. Pull back. And 2, and 3. So I'm feeling a little squeeze between my shoulder blades. Chest is nice and wide. Keeping those elbows lifted behind you. 2, and 1. We're going to keep the arms back. We're going to draw little circles. 1, 2, tiny ones. 3, 4. These are cruel. 5, 6, 7, 8. Change direction. 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, hold. And then release those hands down towards your foot. Try and stretch out that front leg. Straighten it out. Drop your chest down. Take a little breather. And then bend that knee. Push into that foot. Lift yourself back up. You're going to turn back out to the center. You're going to come back to a little tiny bit of arms. And then we're going to go to the other side. So we're going to turn the palms forward. So we're going to draw a big circle. Hands are going to come overhead, and then we're going to lower them back down. Exhale, inhale, pull. Don't go too fast with this one because there's such a big range on this big circle, and you don't want to hurt your shoulder. 4 and 3 and 2, getting there, and 1. Bring them back. Turn to the other side. Bend that front knee, push firmly into that front foot. Remember, this back leg is straight. The glutes really tight here. Not like, I mean, you're working the glutes. They're not relaxing. If you can get your back heel down, great. As you can see, I can't, but I'm not compromised, so it's fine. But you can bring your foot a little bit closer and bend the knee a little bit if you need to. Shoulders are back and down. Turn my palms behind me for this one. In this position, your shoulders want to round. So I'm going to draw them back. Feel that little squeeze between the shoulder blades. Feel the width in that collarbone. Remember, the hands don't come forward up the hips. Start from the hips and work from here. Take a breath. Exhale, pull back 1. And release. Lifting up towards the ceiling. As the arms lift up, be careful the shoulders don't round forwards. Pull. And throw myself off balance there. And 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. Keep those elbows nice and high. Bring the hands forwards. Pull back 1. And squeeze. And 3. And 4. Stay firm in that front foot. Keep the glutes working. Shoulders are drawing back. We're feeling that squeeze between the shoulder blades. And 1. Stay here. Draw your circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Other direction. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, they're tough. Let's round forwards. Let's straighten out that front leg. Drop the chest down. Find that nice little stretch in the back of that leg. And then I want you to turn towards me. Walk the hands to center. Drop the chest right down for a second. Drop the head. Take a breath. And then exhale. Just walk your hands over to the other side. Drop your head right down. Drop your nose towards your knee. And just take a little second to stretch that leg. Breathe into it. And then exhale. Walk your hands back through center. Hands over to the other side. Drop your chest down. Drop your nose to your knee. Take a breath. And then walk your hands back to center. Walk your feet towards each other. Drop your nose towards your knee here. Take another big breath. And then soften those knees. Push into the feet. And just start to rebuild everything back up. Feel those arms. Okay, let's grab your mat. Oh, come on, we'll do a little bit of mat work. Okay, 10 minutes of mat. What we can achieve in 10 minutes, huh? Okay, so scary, isn't it? So we're gonna come down to our knees to start with. So if you have wonky knees, as I kind of do, you can fold your mat over and give yourself a little bit of extra padding for this one. If it still doesn't work out, this is only gonna be maybe 30 seconds. So you can sit it out, you can stretch it out if you need to. I think it'll all be fine. Glutes stay nice and tight, tummy stays nice and tight. So we're going to be hinging back. This is actually really good to strengthen the muscles that feed into your knees. My knees wouldn't be the best, and I find this exercise really beneficial. So hopefully you guys can manage it too. But you've got to stay strong in those glutes. You've got to think about the space between the hips and ribs staying the same distance. So we're not arching, stretching it out, and we're not curling and shortening it down. So it stays the same length. So thinking Michael Jackson, hands are facing down, we take a breath, and on our exhale, we just hinge straight back. So straight long line between the knees and the ears, leaning back as far as you can go without dipping, and then lifting yourself back up again. So we exhale, reach the arms for that little bit of leverage, feel the thighs, and then lift back up. We're doing 4 more. Keep the glutes nice and tight so we don't dip in the pelvis. Keep the tummy tight so we don't curl in the upper body. Reach and then lift. 3 more. Exhale. Reaching on back. Using those arms as leverage. The last one. Reach on back. Tummy stays really tight. And then we lift on up. Oh, good. As if our thighs didn't need or needed a little extra work. We're going to just pop one weight down. And we're going to come to facing the side of the mat. Oh my God, I'm in a puddle. Oh, it's warm. Okay, so we're going to send one foot out. The sole of the foot is down. The hand goes onto the mat. The middle finger is facing up. The hand is underneath the shoulder, and we're lifting that underneath waist. So push firmly into that mat. You're going to have your weight in your top arm, and we're going to reach all the way over into a nice side bend, and you're going to feel that length in the side of the body. And this is a stretch more than anything else, but then we have to work to lift that arm up. So we inhale to come over, and then we exhale to lift. We inhale to come over, stretch, and then exhale, lift. So this is a nice stretch all the way down the side body and all into the side of the arms, which you've done so much work. Let's go 2 more, over, and lift, and then over, last one, and lift. We're going to keep the arm up, we're going to bend the elbow, bring the hand down towards the ear, and we're going to lift from here. We're going to lift up 1 and lower, 2 and lower, 3 and 4, right into those triceps, 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Now we're going to take this hand that's in the sky, we're going to reach it over towards the other side of the room. We're going to work this side body to lift ourselves all the way up and over. Take a little stretch. And then we're going to wrap this bottom arm around us. We're going to reach over. That weight is going to try and pull us over. We're working this side body to stop. And then we little lifts from here. 1, 2, 3. So feel that waist underneath your hand. 5, 6, 7, and 8. All the way up. All the way over for a stretch. We'll do that one more time. Just to get right into that side body. So you wrap your hand around. When you put your hand on your side body here, you'll feel that part of your body working as it tries to lift you up. Okay, so you come over, you find that mild stretch, and you lift from there. 1, 2, 3. You don't have to go too far with this to feel it. 6, 7, and 8. Come all the way up and over. Good. And then if you want to, you can take this free hand that's up here, you can turn, bring this hand down towards that long leg, and just bring yourself into a nice, kind of like tying yourself in a knot, that kind of stretch. Look out behind you, and then lift yourself back up. Beautiful. Swap knees, swap hands, swap feet. So your other foot comes out, it's planted nice and firm. And take your free hand, bring it down to the mat, middle finger is facing up, hand is underneath the shoulder, shoulders are drawn down. We push into the hand to keep that shoulder from getting compressed. Okay, so we're not dropping down, you're really lifting that body away from your hand, away from the mat. So we take that weighted arm, bring it all the way up, and then we reach it on over. And then we lift it back up. So we'll inhale as we come over, and we exhale to lift. We inhale, allow ourselves to stretch, breathing into it, and exhale, working that arm to bring it up. 2 more, over we go, and lift, nice. The last one, over we go, keep pushing into the hand that's on the mat, and lift. Good, bend the hand, or bend the elbow, hand comes towards your ear, keep the elbow nice and high, we push the hand up, 1, and release, 2, and release. So my palm is facing forward towards the screen here, and down. So I'm going to right into the triceps. Don't drop into that shoulder, okay? So keep lifted. Keep pushing that hand away from the mat. 2 more. Release. The last one. Stay here, take a breath. And then exhale, send that weighted arm away from you. Lift, work that side body, lift yourself all the way up and over. Beautiful. And then wrap your free hand, hold onto your waist. You're going to reach your weighted arm up, and we're going to just reach on over. So just over until you find you're in a little bit of a stretch. You'll feel your body working underneath that hand, and then you work from here, little lifts up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come all the way up, over for a stretch. When is a pulse not effective? Oh, it certainly is here. Put your hand onto your waist. Reach on over. So you're taking your little bit of a side bend into this side. And then you're working this side to lift you up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Feel like you're squeezing the hips and ribs together on that side. 8, come all the way up and over. That is torture, but so good for the side body, which gets a little overlooked sometimes. Now we can turn, you can bring that hand, that free hand down towards the leg. You can hold on if you want, bring yourself into a nice stretch, turn around, look behind you. That's not a threat, there's nobody actually behind you. Take a breath. And then lift yourself all the way back up. Let me see, we have time for a couple of roll-ups, and then we're going to stretch it out real quick. So let's bring ourselves onto the mat. You can grab both weights, or you can leave the weights to the side. Legs are going to be long. You're going to lay all the way down onto the mat. You're going to start with your arms overhead. Be careful when you bring your weights overhead that they don't pull your shoulders back. So bend your elbows and then bring your arms long. Okay, so when you're here, have a little bit of attention, or bring a bit of attention to this part of your body where your ribs, this all through the abdominals, watching that the ribs haven't lifted with the weight pulling you down, that they're not pulling the ribs up and you're not arching your back. So take a second, draw the waist in, draw the belly in, squeeze those hips and ribs together. We're going to inhale, reach the hands up to the ceiling, draw the chin down. We're going to exhale and we're going to reach the weights towards the feet. We're going to roll onto that low back. So I want you to tilt that pelvis, zip the pubic button up towards your belly button. We're on that low back. We're pulsing from here up. 2, 3, 4. And you'll find you get a little bit more of a lift here than you would without those weights. Now the last one, up we come all the way up, all the way over for a stretch. And then we start our roll back down. Watch your shoulders haven't lifted up into your ears. Tilt the tail, zip the pubic bone up, round your way down towards the mat. Bring those arms up and over. As the arms come up and over, be careful that you don't pull out of your shoulders, and be careful the ribs don't flare up. Let's do that again. Arms come up, chin comes down. We exhale, we tilt the pelvis, so we're rolling onto that low back. We're lifting the shoulder blades all the way up, and we're pulsing from here, lift. So reaching those ribs down towards the hips each time. 5, 6, 7, 8, come all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. Round yourself over like you have a spiky ball in your lap. Round yourself over. Push out through the heels if you have range, otherwise bend your knees. Inhale, start to come back down. We have 2 more sets. Relax those shoulders. Roll down. Reach the arms up and over. Inhale, arms come up, chin comes down. Exhale. Lifting. Okay, shoulder blades are off. On that low back. I'm pulsing from here. Reach. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All the way up, all the way over. Oh my goodness. Reach. Drop the nose towards the knees. And then start to roll back down again. Last set. Roll onto the low back. And then release. Release the pelvis back to neutral. Arms come overhead. Watch. Don't bring them too far back. Look at mine. They're not too far back. Start from here. Lift the arms up. Draw the chin down. And lift away. I don't know if I can do this. Lift up. 2, 3, but I will, because here. 4, 5, 6, 7. All the way up, all the way up, all the way up. Woo-hoo-hoo. Over we go. Oh, nice. And from here, use those abdominals. Lift yourself all the way up. Keep those arms out in front of you. Breathe in. And then lower the arms down. Just let it all fall apart. Set those weights to the side. You're going to stretch out a little bit. So from here, separate the legs so they're a little wider. Bring your hands in between your legs onto the mat. Stay nice and tall. Breathe in. And then on your exhale, just throw your chin towards your chest and start to curl your way forward. So again, your spiky ball is sitting here in front of you and you're rounding over it. So really want to stretch that spine out. Reach on forwards. And then breathe in, work the abdominals, lift yourself all the way back up. Nice and tall, shoulders come back and down. Exhale to curl. Reach. And inhale, lifting yourself back up. Let's go one more. Exhale, curl. Dropping the head right down, rounding the spine as much as you can. So you're not trying to flatten yourself down onto your thighs. You're really trying to stretch your spine out. So stretch it out, round it, stretch it. Inhale, open it. And then exhale, work the abdominals and rebuild. Good. Bring your right hand behind you, right leg in front of you. Left leg crosses over that right leg. Left hand reaches long. Are we ready? We're turning around towards the mat. You're going to turn, face the mat. Did you do it? Did you manage it? My favorite trick. Okay. So right knee comes into the middle of the mat. Left knee goes behind that right knee. Separate your feet out nice and wide. Take a breath. And on your exhale, just send your hips back. Let that front knee lift. Send the hips nice and heavy behind you. Inhale, rock forwards. Exhale, back again. Tighten the tummy. Set those hips back. Reach the arms forwards. Inhale, lift up. Last one, exhale, come on back. We're going to inhale to stay here. And then exhale, walk your hands over to the left. Take that extra little bit of stretch into that right side. So drop that right hip nice and heavy. Breathe into it. And then exhale, bring the hands back to center. Lift yourself up. Uncross those knees. Left knee comes into the center. Right knee comes behind. We separate the feet out. We take a breath. And then we exhale to come back. Send those hips heavy. Walk your hands back. Careful that you're not jutting out to the left here. So try and keep the hips nice and square to the center. And inhale, lift forwards. Exhale, straight back behind you. Inhale, lift on up. Last one, exhale back. Inhale, stay here. And then exhale, walk your hands over to the right. Keep that left hip nice and heavy. Stretch into it. Breathe into it. And then come all the way back to center. Lift yourself up. Uncross those legs. Tuck your toes, take a breath. And then exhale, lift those hips up. We're going to walk the heels. Each time you're pushing down through a heel, you're sending your tail feathers up and you're dropping your chest down. And you're rolling through the sole of each foot. And you're rolling up right up onto those toes. And you're feeling like you're stretching out that full foot, the full calf, all the way up into the hamstring, into the glutes, the spine, the arms, everything. That full entire back body. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we're going to walk the feet towards the hands. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the head right down. Take a nice big breath. And then exhale, push down to your feet. Start to rebuild. Bring yourself all the way back up. We're going to bring one arm out to the side. Pop that hand into between the shoulder blades. Other arm comes around. We hold on. We'll take a breath. We'll exhale, gently push it down. And inhale, release. Exhale again, pushing gently down. Inhale, release. The last one, we're going to gently push down and then lean over to the left, or to that side, to the opposite side. Take a stretch. Inhale, lift all the way back up, swap arms. So now my left hand is going into the middle of my shoulder blades. Right hand's on top of that elbow, take a breath. And exhale, push down 1. Inhale, release. Push down 2. And release. Last one, push down and then gently reach over to the opposite side. Stretch. And release. Bring the arms out to the sides. Inhale, lift them out and up. Exhale, last time, let's curl forwards. Bring your feet back to hip distance. Take a nice big wide breath. And then push down to your feet. Start to lift yourself all the way back up. Let's roll those shoulders back for 3, for 2,